Hey guys, Norona here with Sledder Series, and today we're going to talk about what I carry in my tunnel bag and which tunnel bag I use. Now, disclaimer for this video is, remember, everybody has a personal choice of what they're comfortable with carrying in the backcountry and what they're comfortable not carrying. This is my own personal thing because I want to be light, but I also want to have all the important things that I need. Having said that, let's get started. The first tip that I'm going to give you is keep all those ziploc bags that you get either clothes or something in, because these are invaluable to store some of this stuff that we're going to show you today in these bags to protect it through the season so that the weather doesn't attack it as it's moving around in your tunnel bag. Again, little waterproof sacks like this, great for putting a first aid kit or duct tape so you know it's always dry when you're going to need it. Let's get up the tunnel bag that I use. I use the Deep Snow Pro Bag from Skidoo, and I absolutely love it. I've used tons of bags over the years. This is the #1 bag that I use. Why? Because it carries up to 26 liters of space. It only takes up one link position on the tunnel, and that's really important for all you new riders who are riding the shorter tunnel. You really only have 2 link positions. One of them is going to be for fuel, the other one's going to be for your tunnel bag, and that's why the Deep Snow Pro Bag is so amazing. The other thing I love about it is 4 buckles, and the top comes off, and I can carry an extra shovel. Now, you've heard me talk about this before. Of course, you always want to carry a shovel and probe on your person. This is a secondary shovel that I carry, and guarantee it's 100% more efficient to get this shovel out than the one in your pack. So you can have this out faster, and the only reason you want to carry one on your pack is you always want to have one in your person in case you get separated from your sled. But you will use this 100% of the time, whether you're digging out your buddies, digging out yourself, running to help save somebody. You can get at this shovel much quicker. Really easy to do that. It's also got a cool spot on the back that's mesh, so any of those wet gloves that you take off halfway through the day, they go in here and not into your tunnel bag where they're going to warm up and wet everything else that's in the bag. So very cool thing from this Deep Snow Pro Bag. It has a T-zip, so everything in here is guaranteed to be 100% waterproof. Now let's talk about what I carry. I live on the west coast near Whistler, so it's mostly pretty warm where I am. I don't wear a balaclava when I ride 90% of the time, but when I travel and go to places, I have a balaclava. I'll either wear it, but I always have one in my tunnel bag. This is a great saver if you're stuck overnight or just stuck for a long time. Throw this on, and boy does it really keep the heat in. So very simple there. Of course, I now don't really, after listening to Carl Kuster so often, rarely need a second pair of gloves, but I always have one, sometimes a third, depending on the day. And I always keep an extra pair of gloves there so that I can put those wet gloves in the backside of my top of the tunnel bag and put on some nice dry gloves. Also really good at the end of the day, if you've had an awesome day in the deep pow, putting on dry gloves just to get back to the cabin or truck. That's a lifesaver right there. Well, what's this? Carl Kuster isn't going to be too happy about this, but a big lesson if you've ever visited CKMP is a soup can. I love the soup so much, I actually kept the can, so I'll probably have to get that back to CKMP. I'll probably get an email from Marshall a little bit later. Of course, water, and I use these tin aluminum cans for water and soup. #1, this keeps it warm, but also I could use this if I ever needed to move fuel from one vehicle to another if we ran out of fuel. And also it just is really indestructible and a lot better than something's going to get squished and maybe explode and end up getting your whole tunnel bag wet. Now, when we talk about safety, I have a little sort of 10 essential kit that I have, which is a lighter and matches and extra food and duct tape, and hand warmers is another really good one. One of the things I absolutely love that I just got recently is this light here. So it's a flashlight, and it's got a knife on it, as well as it's a battery bank, so you can plug in a GoPro or anything else like that. Very cool. So check out that. You can find these awesome tools. Now, I've left this stuff in the package just because I wanted to show different things that we carry. I carry actually both of these. And these are from Mountain Lab gear, and they're basically a folding saw, which I love, and it's small, and if you can get into a tree. But then if you can't get down further enough, these chainsaw grips are basically invaluable, and they also fold up really small. So when we're talking about this is when that waterproof bag really comes in handy. Throw that in there, and it always stays looks as new when you pull it out. Again, in the packaging, because I rarely have to use this, but a tow strap, and that's really important. If you have to tow a buddy out or get towed, make sure you have a tow strap. And also, you'll see in my Glacier kit, I carry an extra long bit of rope and webbing, because it's nice to have actually the snowmobile further back, so you're not getting pelted with ice and snow when you're sitting on the back sled when someone's towing you in. And that's another important tip. What else we got in here? Oh yeah, now I haven't had too many problems in the backcountry, mostly because I prefer to do a lot of my maintenance at home, and that means, and keep everything clean, and that means you're gonna have less problems, less hassle out in the backcountry. But last year, Skidoo introduced this Rotax toolkit, and this thing is awesome. This has everything to take apart a sled. We know because we took Tony Jenkins' sled apart one night when he was partying, and it's really compact and actually very light, and these tools are built to last. So that just sits in my tunnel bag all season long. And now we're going to get into, boy, if things go really bad here, I've got a down jacket. It packs up really small, and again, I keep this in a Ziploc bag as well, so that the water can't get to it. And that's just an invaluable, if you have to stop or you get cold, throw that on under your one-piece suit or your jacket, and you're going to be able to stand around in the cold and stay warm. Also, a first aid kit. I carry different first aid kits if I'm doing some guiding or tail guiding, as opposed to the first aid kit that I just take. If someone gets really hurt, like a broken leg, I just hand them a Band-Aid, and usually it's a Bart Simpson Band-Aid that cheers them up, and there's enough to get them out of the backcountry. And one thing that I do carry, because I live in Whistler, Pemberton, Squamish area, and we are up on glaciers, is that I carry a Glacier kit. So this has a webbing that I can turn into a harness, carabiners, extra webbing, extra rope, if we do need to do if somebody gets sort of trapped in somewhere that they really don't want to be, and that's invaluable. I don't pull it out that often, but when I do and it's needed, I'm glad I have everything in there. And then finally in my tunnel bag is one of these small bivy sacks. Again, it's in the package because I haven't had to use it, and I'm happy about that. But a lot of this gear that we're talking about in your tunnel bag, hopefully you don't have to use it, and most of the times if you have it, you won't have to use it. But it's not very much weight. You can pack it up really small. You can nerd out on how small you can get it and pack into areas so that those areas stay at the back or the bottom, where that stays in all winter long. And again, packing it properly in proper bags ensures that it's not going to get wet and it's not going to get moldy, and that's really important as well, because I literally go out sledding or sled skiing every day, and my tunnel bag is something that I have everything stored in there, and I always know where it is, and I always know I have it. So there you go. Hopefully that helps you out what I carry in my tunnel bag. This is the time of the season to get and order all the things, dial it all in, so when your new sled shows up or you finish cleaning your sled from being in the dirty garage all summer long, you're ready to go. We'll see you in the backcountry.